Hello, Stephanie Zima here, My Way of Life Coaching. And if you're new to me, I help network marketers to overcome self-doubt, fear, and get into a mindset that helps them really crush their goals in their business. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about healing your inner child and what it means and how important it is really for your success or your failure of your network marketing business. So many of us are dealing with the fear of failure, right? Or the fear of rejection and all the fears that are happening when we are saying that we are going to be in business. We're going to be an entrepreneur, as so many call themselves. Yet we are not really an entrepreneur just yet when we first start. We are somebody who are recommending products for an exchange of a sales commission. Okay, so you are in sales, but you are not really yet an entrepreneur. So I want to take that burden away from you, because being an entrepreneur in our mindset, it probably has something to do with paying taxes and, all business expenses and all that kind of stuff that is for many of us just kind of like on top over the head, kind of this. This is not, I want you to take that away from your mindset. You are somebody who is sharing their products, the products that you're loving, and you're getting a commission for it, or a product bonus, or however your compensation plan is made out to be. Okay. So when we are getting into action, when we are starting to reach out to people, often the fears are coming up. Where those fears come from? They're coming often from an inner child trauma that we are dealing with. Healing our inner child is a complex kind of thing, but it has such a big impact on how you're doing business, whether or not you're going to be in action, whether or not you are reaching out to people, whether or not you're having conversations, and so on and so forth. So today, what I want you to think for a minute. Remember yourself as a 5-year-old. Remember yourself how you were at that time. Were you spunky? Were you curious? Were you funny? What were you like? Describe yourself. Really get into it and think about, were you joyful? Were you curious? What were you like? Were you adventurous? Right? And then when you have an image of yourself in your brain, I want you to think about it. How are you today? Are you similar than you were when you were 5 years old, or are you very much different? Now, when you're getting a visual about where you are on this platform, okay, so here's your inner child, and here you are. If you are like very much apart from each other, then we need to figure out how we can get back to the same level. Why is that important? Okay. If you are a very adventurous child, yet you are trying to lead a team or you're trying to do business over here and it's super boring, and you are like, trying to be the serious salesperson, you're trying to be the serious moneymaker, leader, the one that is, crushing it every single month, but yet you're a little child, and here is like the spunky, adventurous, funny kind of person. This does not match. Okay. Now, if you come closer to the middle of it and you create content that's spunky and adventurous and funny, if you are bringing in your brand, like your personality into your job, guess what's going to happen right here? You're going to be happy. You're going to feel good. You're going to feel aligned. What do you think it will do to your sales? Your sales will skyrocket, okay? It will skyrocket because people are going to trust you. They're going to know, like, and trust you if you are the person that you want to be and that you really are. I'm telling you, they're going to realize, like, oh man, this is a person that is really aligned. That is a person that I think I can trust because she's congruent with what she's bringing out versus who she is in life. Okay? That's not easy. This is not a task that is happening very quickly. This is not a task that you can do in, oh, just let me do 1 week exercise. This is where you practice and practice and practice and practice until you know what feels right and what feels good. And once you are aligned with that, your sales are going to skyrocket. Okay. Often, however, the fears are popping in. So first step is figure out what your personality was like, align your brand with that personality, right? But when you have the fear of rejection, for example, when you were that little child, curious and spunky and adventurous, if your caregivers were saying like, oh, you are so loud, children should be heard or should be seen, not heard, you are way too much all the time, you're way too much. What that does, even though they did not know this, these parents or these caregivers did not know that they're going to hurt you, but what it does to you is in your brain, you made a connection of loud and adventurous is bad. And I need to not be as bad. So I need to try to not do that. But when you think about it, in this business, you need to be a little bit outspoken. You need to be able to connect with people. You need to be loud. You need to be standing out from the crowd. You can imagine that if this is loud and proud, and this is, I should really not be loud and proud because I should be heard or seen but not heard, you can imagine this mismatch here is not going to work very well. So you've got to heal that part of you. You've got to realize that they were wrong and loud and proud is okay because that's who I am. That's who I am right here. Okay. Now, when you have that aligned again, when you have that healed, you are going to skyrocket your sales again. Why? Because you are going to be, again, congruent with your output. You are going to be happy doing all the things because it is you. Okay. So healing your inner child is so important. Getting into touch, connecting with it, knowing who you are at the core. What are your core values? What are you here to do? What were you like before everyone started instilling all these beliefs and mindsets on you? All these things are so important for your bottom line. That's it. Simple as that. Okay. So if you want to have more, make sure you check out the link below, www.walkitfree.com/rise. Walk it free.